My granddaughter was born in Kelowna in 2008, and then my daughter and her boyfriend decided when my granddaughter Carrie was about 3 years old, they moved to Grande Prairie. And things took a turn for the worse with them increasing in alcohol and drugs. The relationship was dissolving and she was getting kicked out and he wouldn't let her take Carrie. And I told her about going to, the women's shelter and getting assistance, and between Kelowna and Grande Prairie, quite a bit of distance for me to be able to help other than on the phone and that. And she didn't want to go to the women's shelter because they wouldn't allow her to drink. When Carrie got to age 4 is when I was getting more involved with the Child and Family Services on the phone. They could only give me so much information, and I was saying, okay, go check it out, make sure everybody's safe, and letting them know the information that I knew and that I could fly up in a minute to get up there if they needed to take Carrie. But that she was not to go into foster care, that I was available to take her right away. So they said that they had ordered the father to take a drug test, and it's like, okay, let's follow up on that. And I'm assuming, and the father had talked to me on the phone saying, he had been taking these speed and different drugs and he was having a hard time quitting. What's he gonna do? They want me to take a drug test. And I said, well, you're gonna have to quit, right? Or put Carrie in care, or I'll take her for a little while, or, we're trying to talk in that. And he ran with her. When they did come to the door, his father was living with him as well. And they just said that he wasn't there. Child and Family Services kept saying that we can't talk to her. We don't know where she is. We don't know where she is. And then my daughter, she went with another guy. She was in Calgary and she phoned the RCMP asking a wellness check to be done. She said she can't get a hold of her daughter. The father won't, answer or anything. And they said, oh, everything seems to be fine, but we didn't see the child, right? And so it's escalating. So through the assistance of duty counsel, I went to obtain custody. What can I do here, right? And getting advice from the duty counselor and that. And he says, because she's in Alberta, you have to go through Supreme Court. It's like, okay, step up, here we go, let's get ready. He helped me with the documents to get going, and I would go back home and put them on get it on my computer, figure out the orders that I needed and go in. Then the process of serving them, and he refused to be served, and getting the approval to be able to get the order taped to the door, et cetera, all this whole process and everything. And he did not show up in court. And in February Carrie was 5, I got the interim order from the BC Supreme Court to go to Grande Prairie with the assistance of the RCMP to have her put into my custody. When I got to Grande Prairie, this was an odd order from them, and they wanted a original. So we waited till the next morning, and we got the order faxed from the Kelowna court up to Grande Prairie, and then everybody's like, okay, we got what we need. And Victim Services, my sister helped me. We went into the van, and we went to the first place, and nope, she's not there. And then we went to a second place, nope, she's not there. And then it's like, okay, we're quite sure. And it was the father's friend, I've been told by my daughter, where he thought that she was, and it was like on a farm west of Grande Prairie, way out in the Tules, out in Valhalla. The RCMP had us wait out, it's all back roads out there, and they went in and they called us, said, yeah, okay, you can drive into the yard. My granddaughter, she had hair down to her waist last I'd seen her, and she was shaven bald. I guess he shaved her because he couldn't handle the lice. She had bites all over her head. She was white. She was dressed in really old, dirty clothes. She was just about 5. She would have been 5 in March. So I got her in. The order also granted me to get her personal possessions of some clothes or toys and that. And when I asked the RCMP about that, and he, by the way, had tears rolling down his eyes when he brought her out. And it was, yeah. When I asked about getting some clothes for her, and the RCMP said, no, you're not going in there. You take her and leave. And as we were driving, we went to superstore, or Walmart or someplace to just get her some clean clothes. And my daughter then phoned me and said that the father had said he's going to kill Nick, he's going to kill us, anybody who's been involved in taking Carrie away. So we were going to spend one more night in Grand Prairie and then head out and get back to Kelowna. And we just got the clothes and filled up there's coffee and went to the next town and got into a motel where we could put the vehicle around the corner, and we took 2 days actually to get back to Kelowna. Both parents live in Kelowna. They've been living in various different homeless situations, sometimes in a home, sometimes not. So I think the challenge of that, I mean, she's still my daughter. I love her, and we've tried I've tried helping with taking her to various treatment centers, go into detox, okay, pick you up, and then we'll go to the treatment center down in Maple Ridge, out in Kamloops, and it's an addiction. It's always difficult, and a person has to keep trying. Try this one, maybe try that one, and whatever, never give up in that. And I don't give up, I love her very much. So it's gotta be very difficult for Carrie, knowing her parents. It's not like I don't see my parents because they live so far away or anything like that. They only live walking distance, right? And they're choosing to do their life, their drug, rather than care for her. Getting counseling for her, I knew right away that it was very important. A lot of counseling isn't available until after the child's age 12. We found through going to talk to Interior Health in Kelowna, there's a poster on the wall for the PEACE program, which is through the women's shelter. And it was one-on-one counseling, and it started at age 10, which is what Carrie was at. And so she had a couple of sessions, and then they were transitioning over to a group class, which was for the kids at age 10 to 12. So she had group counseling. So that PEACE program was really great, and that was a really great start for counseling, and then taking it off from there. A lot of fun has been getting Carrie's report cards. She really cares about her grades. She really realized how behind she was when she was put into my care. Somewhat think that has pushed her, and she gets A's and B's now, and because she's tried, she's worked at it. Sometimes some things come a little easier, as it is with most people, right? And it matters to her. And so report card comes, and we go out for dinner and ice cream or whatever, and stuff like that. And she's loved choir, being in the private choir or the school choir, and loving to sing. The program, for fairness, these gatherings are so wonderful, with everybody sharing, coming from different places and sharing. There's many different stories, everybody from many different walks of life. It's all to help others when they go to make a choice of whether they're seeing their grandchildren or niece or nephew, kins, being neglected, to step in and do something, because like we say, it takes a village, right?